Hey, what's going on, everybody? Max here with Because Bitcoin. And today, for 10 Minutes Max, where I deliver you all of your daily alpha in under 10 minutes, we are going to be talking about altcoins and basically their upcoming rotations for this cycle. So, guys, before we dive into the charts, if you could please do me a solid and like the stream, as well as subscribe if you are new here. And again, just a quick reminder, every single morning, Monday through Friday, I am dropping these quick 10-minute videos called 10 Minutes Max, where I deliver you alpha, everything you need to know in under 10 minutes. So let's not waste any time. Let's dive right into the charts. So this is Bitcoin on the higher time frames. And I want to just, before we dive into the altcoin charts, set the stage a little bit. So here's Bitcoin USD. We're going to add Bitcoin dominance down below. Now, for those that are unaware of what this is, or it's just basically new to you, Bitcoin dominance is a percentage and it represents how much of Bitcoin's market cap basically encompasses the total crypto asset class. So, typically during a bull market, you will see Bitcoin dominance actually sort of lead in the very beginning, and then it will crater, which implies alt season. And then, of course, in a bear market, you will see Bitcoin dominance do much better because Bitcoin is bleeding less than altcoins. So, in the very early innings of a bull market, you want to probably be Bitcoin heavy and then rotate to alts. And in a bear market, you don't want to own altcoins because they'll go down 99%. Bitcoin will still go down, 70 or 80%, but obviously you can imagine why the piece of the pie that Bitcoin represents in a bear market would increase because alts will just bleed against it. But anyways, let's talk about how we're going to make some money here and time this stuff out. So I want to look at last cycle real quick. Again, we only have 10 minutes total, so hang with me here. But I want to look at last cycle. So this is Bitcoin dominance. And what we saw last cycle was in the very, very early innings of the bull market. So I would just say like this first half, right? What you saw was Bitcoin dominance basically moved up during the first half of this bull market. Okay. And I'll highlight this here as well. So you can see that Bitcoin dominance moved from 58 to 70%. And that was basically until Bitcoin made a new all-time high. So let's mark out the previous all-time high. We'll draw a line across the top right here. I'll make it a little bit thicker so you guys can see it better. So the previous all-time high in 2017, we basically Bitcoin led altcoins. And that's what this means, right? By the way, when Bitcoin dominance moves up and Bitcoin is moving up, that means that Bitcoin is just moving up more than altcoins. But then what happened was Bitcoin dominance cratered during the second half of the bull market, of last bull market. I'll mark that in red. So you can see that while Bitcoin still moved up from, let's see, where was it right here when Bitcoin dominance peaked? Mid to upper 20s or even low 30s, depending where you want to measure it. When Bitcoin moved up, it still moved up, well over 2x, almost 3x. Bitcoin dominance nuked. So that means that altcoins were kicking Bitcoin's butt. All right. Now we can even go back further and look at the previous cycle. And again, we only have 10 minutes. So just one more example here. And I don't love this one, right? Because Bitcoin at this point was 98%, but you can see that during even after the second Bitcoin halving, we saw something similar here where when Bitcoin made a new all-time high, and altcoins were obviously very, very new at that point. Bitcoin makes a new all-time high. And you can see that Bitcoin dominance, basically craters. So after Bitcoin, and this one kind of front ran it, right? But this is a little bit different because alts were so new. Again, altcoins went crazy. Bitcoin went crazy, alts went crazier. So let's look at this cycle here. What am I expecting? And then we're gonna get into some alt charts. Here's the previous all-time high, give or take, right? Bitcoin dominance has been trending up, similarly to last cycle, right? In the first part of this bull market, just like last cycle, we have been seeing Bitcoin, literally since the bear market low, right? Bitcoin dominance has been trending up, basically the entire time. It's just been leading, right? So it's been a better hold since, 40%. It's been straight up in a straight line for well over a year. What I am expecting pretty soon, though, is Bitcoin dominance to begin to crater, just like it did here. As we get deeper into this bull market, I am expecting Bitcoin to go up and make a new all-time high, just like it did over here. But I am expecting Bitcoin dominance to eventually roll over and kind of crater, which would imply altcoins going crazy. Now, let's look at the altcoin chart. We got about 5 minutes left. Let's start with total two. So for those that are unaware, total two is the entire crypto asset class minus Bitcoin. All right. So it's basically your altcoin index, including Ethereum, the king of altcoins. Let's just do some real simple TA here. This was your bear market accumulation range right here. All right. And it's not perfect. I'm just kind of doing it quickly here, but this was your bear market resistance. Price got stuffed numerous times. And this was your, looking back, this was your accumulation phase of a lifetime, right? Before the crazy expansion. At this point, I mean, from when it broke out to, the first peak, it went up 12, 13x, right? In a very short period of time. So what I want to do here is I want to throw on the higher time frame MACD. We'll actually put it on the monthly chart, believe it or not. I know there is some signal in the monthly, I promise. But what I'm really interested in here, and actually this could be interesting. Let me do this. I'm going to move this up to the same existing pane. We'll move this here and we'll just kind of adjust it just so you guys can see it a little bit better. I can make it a little bit bigger. I want to identify that when we broke out of our bear market accumulation range, we had a monthly MACD cross right here. I'll mark it with this blue dot right here. Very, very interesting, right? Now let's take a look at where we're at right now. All right. I'll just remove these dots now. We just did this example. I'll move this down. It appears to me as though we just effectively broke out of this same bear market accumulation range that we just took a look at from last cycle. We spent a similar amount of time, roughly 500 days. Now, if we bring the monthly MACD in here, what do we notice as well? We just had that same monthly time frame cross that we had back here in late summer of 2020 before things really started to heat up. So we'll mark these out again right here, right here. We'll mark out the most recent cross, and it lines up with our departure from this accumulation range, right? Very, very interesting. And additionally, it's also called some pretty bearish price action, right? Let's mark this in red. When did the bear market really begin? So there actually is quite a bit of signal here. And I am expecting altcoins to really, really start moving here. So again, confluent with our expectations for Bitcoin continuing to move up, but Bitcoin dominance beginning to move down within the next couple months. You look at total two, which is your altcoin index, and you say, well, this looks pretty incredible. We just had a monthly MACD cross. I mean, look at what's happened. And then even going back further, right? We'll look at one more example and then we're going to move on to another chart here. I'll have to remove these dots. They're just getting, you guys don't mind if I clean it up. We also had another cross right here, before this crazy bull market, right? So again, this has happened 5 times now. We've had 5 crosses on the monthly MACD. We had 1, 2, 3 bullish. And I guess we'll see if this one ends up being super bullish, just like the previous 2. And we've also had 2 bearish, and both have worked out quite nicely. So, anyways, let's move over to total 3. We are getting short on time here. Total 3 is basically your real altcoin index. It's the entire crypto asset class minus Bitcoin and minus Ethereum. So again, it's really like deep into the altcoins. Similar thing, just keeping it so simple from a technical perspective. We'll even extend this one out. Look at this clean breakout, guys. This is incredible. This is absolutely incredible. This is not a chart that you want to fade, right? I mean, this is a solid breakout of an accumulation range right here, plus a retest of this previous SR level, basically from last bull market. So this is your mega demand down here. We'll even just label this. This is your mega demand. We'll put this in huge font so you guys can't miss it. All right. This is your mega demand. This was your 500 plus days to reaccumulate. Just like down here, you had a very similar amount of time within the mega demand. And wouldn't you know, we had a very similar retest right here. Very similar retest. So guys, point being is you're looking at total 2 and total 3. They've just left their, reaccumulation phases of a lifetime. Again, here, same exact thing. As Bitcoin begins to pressure its all-time high, you start to see Bitcoin dominance crater. When Bitcoin dominance craters, and Bitcoin USD is moving up, altcoins, total 2, total 3, go crazy. We're at the 10-minute mark. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This was 10 Minutes Max, brought to you by Because Bitcoin. My name is Max. I'm the CEO of Because Bitcoin. Before you leave, if you could do me a solid and please hit that thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you are new here. We greatly appreciate your support. We just sliced through 3,600 subscribers, so please help us get to 4K. And again, I will be doing these 10-minute videos Monday through Friday every single morning. One last thing, if you check out the first link in the description below, it will take you to becausebitcoin.com/premium, where you can browse our premium services and also read reviews for yourself. Right now, it's just a Discord. We're pushing 200 members. I share all of my active positions, behind the scenes, behind the curtain, everything that you want to know. We do 2 hours of private live voice calls every single day with the entire Because Bitcoin team. And also, within the next 2 months, we are dropping our new flagship product called the BB Terminal. It's basically a Bloomberg terminal, but for crypto guys. We are so excited and so proud of our new flagship product, and we are excited for you to try it out. You will be grandfathered in and get access to the BB terminal if you are early in our Discord. So prices are going up very soon as the terminal drops. So consider joining sooner rather than later. And guys, again, thanks so much for being here. This was 10 Minutes Max, brought to you by Because Bitcoin. I'm the CEO Because Bitcoin Max, and we will see you Monday. Today's Friday. See you next week, guys. Take care.